Welcome to r/slash relationship advice, where OP asks the question, babe, why are my socks covered in poop? Our first Reddit post comes from whattodobedroom. I think my girlfriend has been using my gym socks to wipe after going to the bathroom. I don't even know where to start with this. I'm dumbfounded. She just stormed out of the house and I'm sitting on the bed asking myself a lot of questions. I live a pretty normal life, and I thought so did my girlfriend. We've been together for a few months, and after things got serious, we moved in together. We started sharing a lot of the household responsibilities, but the one thing she was adamant on doing was the laundry. She would come home and find me in the bedroom getting the laundry together and would quickly ask me to go do something else. I'd come back to finish the laundry and she would have already started it. I always thought it was sweet and never her job to do it alone, but hey, if it makes her happy to do it all the time, I wouldn't stop her. This is where it takes a turn for the weird. I keep all my socks and underwear in the bottom drawer of my dresser. I also go to the gym frequently, so I always keep a good supply of clean gym socks ready to go. I never keep count, but I know by just a visual glance I have several pairs. This morning, when I went to grab a fresh pair to pack for the gym, I noticed there were several dress socks, but no gym socks. Again, not weird, they must have just been in the laundry. I went to check the laundry basket and it was empty, so I checked the washing machine and dryer. Both were empty. I couldn't figure out where all my gym socks had gone, so I did the very natural thing of asking my girlfriend what happened to them. After all, she's the one who does the Oh my god, this story's ridiculous. You guys are in for a treat. Whew. After all, she is the one who does the laundry all the time. She went silent, turned red, and ran out of the room. When I went after her to see if she was okay, she wouldn't talk to me. I told her I wasn't mad, I was just looking for my socks. She kinda mumbled, I don't know. I still wasn't mad, of course, but I was super confused. Socks just don't disappear. So I asked her again, even laughed about it, and she just looked at me and got mad and said, I'll buy you new ones. The first thought that went through my head was she had somehow managed to destroy the socks while washing them. I thought the sight of that was actually pretty funny, so I joked with her about ruining my socks. Wrong thing to say. She started immediately crying, like full on sobbing. At this point, I don't care about my socks anymore. I want to know what's wrong with my girlfriend. I sat down next to her on the bed and put my arm around her and asked her if she was okay. She just kept saying she was sorry and that she would buy me new socks. I tried assuring her again it was okay. Even went so far as to say I would buy new socks and she didn't have to. I sat with her for a few minutes trying to calm her down and eventually had to get ready for work. I told her I loved her and got my things together to leave for the day. On my way out, I grabbed the garbage to take outside. When I got outside, I lifted the lid off the garbage can and I noticed a small plastic bag sitting on top of the garbage already in there. I could see through the bag, kind of the semi-see-through ones, that there were socks in the bag. Since I was sure she had somehow managed to ruin the socks washing them, I wanted to see for myself. I opened the bag and immediately regretted my choice. There, inside the bag, were several pairs of my gym socks covered in what looked like poop. As soon as the smell hit me, I knew it was poop. 1, we don't own any pets. 2, we don't have any kids. 3, whose poop was on my socks? Work could wait. I couldn't go the rest of the day wondering why my gym socks were covered in poop and inside a plastic bag in the garbage can. I grabbed the bag and walked back inside. As soon as my girlfriend saw the bag, she flipped out and started yelling at me. She said I shouldn't be going through the garbage and that I was disgusting for bringing it back into the house. I asked her to calm down and that I just wanted an answer as to why there was poop on my socks. I wasn't blaming her of anything, but she started accusing me of blaming her. That's when it clicked. I don't know what it was that led me to ask this, but but everything leading up to this moment had just been so crazy. I asked her, "Is this your poop?" She started sobbing again and ran out of the house. I didn't go after her this time. So now I am sitting on my bed with a bag of poopy socks on the floor and a lot of questions in my head. The only conclusion is that she used them after going to the bathroom, which that alone has its own set of questions above everything else. I sent her a text asking her to come back. She hasn't responded yet. I don't even know what I'm going to say when and if she gets back. Update. Thank God there's an update. I had to leave for work and am now at work. Yes, I threw away the bag of poopy socks. She texted me back and she's clearly embarrassed, but felt she owed me an explanation. She said she didn't want to talk about it in person and that we could discuss it over texting and to not bring it up in person. I'm condensing the conversation and filling in some gaps as best I can. Her responses are super short, but I'm getting the idea. I flat out asked her if this was a fetish. It's not a fetish. She confessed to using the socks after going to the bathroom. I found the reason she always does the laundry is because she was hiding the fact that she uses socks to wipe with, primarily her own. I had no reason to question the amount of socks she ever has, because who pays attention to that kind of thing? She thought I would notice and think it was weird since she doesn't own many socks. She admitted she's done this for a long time. Her reasoning, as best as I can understand, is that because she's a germaphobe, her word, and she is afraid that the toilet paper will tear and is afraid of getting her hands messy in any way. She uses socks because it covers her entire hand. After she's done with them, she throws them away. She used mine because she didn't have other socks. So my girlfriend has a fear of getting poop on her hands, so she wipes with socks, and has done so for a long time. It could be worse, I guess. I hope we can all laugh about this later. I'm trying to find the humor in it now, but I'm still weirded out. And then we also have the text messages. I'm sorry you're embarrassed. I just want to know why. Can you help me understand that? Can we just not? I'll agree to not bring it up again if you can explain to me why you didn't just use toilet paper. Like, are you okay? You have to admit, it's kinda weird. I'm going to bed. Frowny face. I'll make you a deal. If you just tell me now, I won't bring it up again. Please? You said that already. I don't want to talk about it. Babe, there's poop on my socks. My socks, of all things. That alone deserves an explanation, at the very least. I don't want it on my hands. It's gross. I'm sorry. Never bring it up again. Can you just go to Jeff's tonight? Since this subreddit is relationship advice, I can give you the winning advice right here. Buy your girlfriend a bidet. Seriously, I have 2 in my house and they're amazing. It feels like water pixies are dancing on your butthole. And you can buy one for like $100. They're seriously not that expensive. With all the money your girlfriend is spending on socks, you'll basically pay this thing off in like a month. Our next Reddit post is from Significant Cupcake. Hey everyone, I don't know what to do in this situation because I never expected I'd face something like this. I'm trying to stay calm and rational and examine every possibility, but I'm coming up seriously short here. I met my wife on Tinder at the end of 2015. We talked on and off for some time before she agreed to meet me. By the end of our first date, we found that we had so much in common that we even agreed we should have made it a lot earlier. We were both into the same sport, we were both into the same books, and we both saw eye to eye on social political matters. More than anything, we were both against the idea of having kids. I know, heavy topics for a first date. We were on a roll and just kept talking, and before we knew it, we were 3 or 4 dates ahead of the curve. At the very least, I held off on telling her about my vasectomy until the 3rd date. Her immediate reaction upon hearing about it was an instant of shock, where she couldn't believe a young guy would get one. She immediately followed that by commending me for my conviction about being child-free. We dated and had a great time with few real arguments, and eventually settled down with a big wedding and a big house. After getting married, if anything, our relationship has only gotten better. 4 nights ago was the first time I ever had any serious doubts about our relationship. My wife was out with a friend, and I was doing some house cleaning. I was throwing away a bunch of semi-large garbage that can fit into bags, and so I took a few things out of the kitchen garbage bag to make everything fit into 2. At the bottom, I saw a light purple box where half of a lowercase and an uppercase B were visible. I immediately recognized it for what it was, and reassembling the torn pieces just confirmed it. I had known that my wife was on her period because when I tried to initiate passionate hugging, she told me so. I found it odd because her previous period had ended just a couple of weeks before, and I made a comment about the timing being odd. She told me it's just lady stuff, and it happens sometimes. I figured it made enough sense and let the issue rest. I haven't told her that I found the box. When she got home that night, everything was so normal. I tried to gauge how she was feeling or if she seemed like she was trying to hide anything, but couldn't find a single thing. The more time this simmers inside of me, the more the possibility starts springing to mind. What if she was assaulted? What if she was covering for someone else by bringing the box home and disposing of it here? What if she, for some reason, just felt pregnant randomly? Or what if she just cheated? I only know one thing for certain. Unless someone broke into our house to dispose of a box of Plan B and cover it with a bunch of other trash haphazardly, she was the only person other than me who could have thrown it away. I don't even know how to ask her or how to bring it up. We have both expressed adamantly that cheating is ridiculous, because if you're dissatisfied enough in a relationship to be unfaithful, you should just leave. I've done nothing to displease her, at least that I know of. Maybe I'm just naive, or maybe the situation is more complicated than I'm giving it credit for. But I feel like a coward for being unable to bring it up 4 days later just because I don't know how. And then OP posts an update. After making my original post, I combed through all of the comments to find reasons as to why she might have torn up a Plan B box and thrown it into the garbage. A lot of them made sense. My greatest hope was that it might have just been old. Maybe it was before we even met. Clinging to that, I hand wrote a flowchart of all of the routes our conversation might take. I'm awful with confrontation and considered every possibility before bringing it up. What I would say in response, and what I would do. I memorized them all. On the evening after I made my original post, I called her into the living room when she got home from the gym. As I had practiced, I asked her the following question. Hey, I'm not accusing you of anything, but could you tell me why there was a torn up Plan B box in the garbage? The second the words Plan B left my mouth, she immediately looked like she had been punched in the stomach. She was completely lost for words. I already knew at that point. I retained eye contact and repeated my question. Why was there a torn up Plan B box in the garbage? You know I had a vasectomy. She just mouth breathed, looked at me horrified. Then she looked to the floor. Then she started weakly sobbing. This was not on the flowchart. I had no idea how to respond. I thought if I let her cry it out a bit, she might give me a real answer, but she just kept sobbing. Finally, I prompted her with another question. Are you crying because you did something you regret? She shook her head violently. I was so concerned because I thought something horrendous might have happened. She abruptly shrieked, I'm crying because my effing husband doesn't even trust me. I have literally never seen a person that angry, let alone my wife. So I prompted her again. Just tell me why it was there. You don't have to hide anything from me. She yelled at me again, repeatedly. If you don't trust me, this marriage is hopeless. F you for not trusting me. This line of questioning repeated itself until she told me to get out of the house. I refused and said that until she was upfront with me about why the box was there, I wasn't budging an inch. She then informed me that either I had to leave or she would leave. Since I doubted she had anywhere to stay, her parents don't live anywhere near us, I agreed to go let us cool down and have a rational conversation like adults later. I went to my best friend's house, the guy who was best man at my wedding, and we got drunk and talked about everything but her. The following night, I texted her asking her if she was ready to talk. She wasn't. Instead, she gave me an ultimatum. I had to 1. Apologize, 2. Promise to never bring it up again, and 3. Learn to trust her completely. Only then would she allow me back home. If I couldn't do all 3 of the above, she was done with me. I haven't returned home, and we have now been no contact for over 2 weeks. I'm wearing out my welcome at my best friend's house, who has been nothing short of amazing. I currently have a consultation with the lawyer arranged this afternoon. The lawyer will probably tell me I'm an idiot for leaving the house, and she'll probably be right. But the idea of ever stepping foot in that house again makes me sick to my stomach. There is legitimately nothing my wife could say to salvage this marriage. I'm entirely numb to her, what she's doing, who she's with, or anything else even tangentially related to her. None of my family members know what happened, and as far as they're concerned, we're still the happy newlyweds. I'm holding off on saying anything until I'm calm and rational and won't do something I'll regret in the future. So if there's one thing I'm learning from today's video, it's that when a guy asks a girl a very innocent question and the girl blows up at the guy, it's probably because the girl did something wrong. Our next Reddit post is from PurpleLawn87. Okay, gonna keep this short because I really don't know what else to say. I've been together with my boyfriend for 3 years and he moved in with me last year. I was already living here for a year or so and developed a friendship with my lovely neighbor. She's retired and a really sweet lady. She basically knows everyone in the neighborhood and sits at home most of the day. Today, she came up to me and said that she had something to tell me, but that I shouldn't get mad at her. I told her I would never get angry with her and to go ahead. She said that when I've been gone, probably a late shift or when I'm visiting someone, I don't know, she's seen a woman come into my house and leave before I come back. I pressed her for more details and she said that as far as she knows, she's seen her come by 3 times and that she thought I should know. When she leaves, she hugs or kisses my boyfriend, and she believes she stays for at least an hour or 2. I got some generic details about her appearance, but nothing specific. Of course, alarm bells are going off in my head. There are no signs my boyfriend is cheating, and we've talked about how we would rather end things instead. He did start working overtime more, but I have a friend at his company who talked about this too, and he's bringing in bigger paychecks, so that adds up. I don't want to jump to conclusions. How do I approach this? What do I do, and how do I confront my boyfriend? I don't know anything for sure, and it could be anything at this point. I'm really freaking out right now. Then OP posted an update. I almost didn't make this post because I feel so stupid, but there were so many people who wanted an update, so why not? Thanks to everyone who gave me advice last time. The next morning, I decided to confront my boyfriend. I wanted the truth from him. I was very upset, to say the least. So I asked him who the woman was that was coming over when I was gone. He looked kinda confused and then started chuckling. I asked him why he was laughing and that I wasn't joking around. He's been preparing to propose to me, and one of my best friends came over to look at rings and talk about how and where he should do it. I felt really guilty for assuming that he was cheating, and even he admitted that it didn't look very good. He showed me some of the plans they had made and the text between them, but that he is going to change things up now that I know. I kind of ruined the surprise, but oh well. I called my friend afterward, and she couldn't believe what happened, and we shared a few laughs. He's been working overtime to get me a ring, and I don't know how I missed all the signs. She only came over twice, so I guess my neighbor isn't that sharp anymore, lol. Looking back, it all makes so much sense. My friend has been low-key asking about getting engaged, what kind of ring I would like, etc. I feel really stupid and bad for assuming the worst, but my boyfriend doesn't hold it against me and said he would probably have handled it the same way. I'm so happy that we're cool now. The thought of cheating was so tough on me, I had already called in sick Monday. For anyone wondering, I already told him I'm going to say yes. I figured it'd be nice to end today's video on a positive note. Either that, or OP's boyfriend and her best friend have the best cover story for cheating imaginable. That was rSlash relationship advice, and I am continuing my climb to 1 million subscribers. Please help me get there by hitting that subscribe button.